Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe button and share this video with your friends, because what we're about to unpack is one of the most shocking scandals to rock South Africa's public institutions in recent memory. A bombshell has just exploded in the world of government agencies, and trust me, this is the kind of drama that feels like it was lifted straight from a political thriller. The suspended CEO of the Independent Development Trust, IDT, Mr. Mthandazo Vuma, has just been caught on camera trying to bribe a journalist. Yes, you heard that right, an actual attempt to buy silence, to manipulate the media, to bury the truth, and it was all caught red-handed on video. Now, before we dive into this explosive footage and the shady backdoor dealings that have been exposed, let's take a step back and remind ourselves what the IDT is and why this story matters. The Independent Development Trust is supposed to be one of those public institutions that are clean, focused on helping the people, especially in delivering social infrastructure projects like schools, clinics, and community centers. It's funded by the government, which means, yes, our tax money. But now, instead of stories about new classrooms or better roads, the only headlines IDT is generating involve corruption, mismanagement, and now, attempted bribery. So how did this scandal unfold? It all began when a whistleblower tipped off a local investigative journalist from a reputable outlet, we won't name names just yet for legal reasons, that there were strange activities happening within the IDT's senior management. There were allegations of contract manipulation, ghost tenders, and irregular appointments. This journalist, experienced and known for uncovering hard truths, began digging. What they found led straight to the door of the then CEO, Mthandazo Vuma, who was already facing internal disciplinary procedures for other governance breaches. Vuma had been suspended pending the outcome of an internal investigation. But instead of lying low and letting the legal process take its course, he apparently decided to take matters into his own hands. According to the journalist involved, after weeks of dodge calls and veiled threats, they were finally approached with a meeting request, unofficial, off the record, just a quick coffee. Suspicious but curious, the journalist agreed, and this is where it gets insane. Knowing something was off, they wore a hidden camera. What was captured in that footage has now blown the lid off the entire IDT scandal. Sitting across from the journalist in a luxury hotel lounge, Vuma allegedly leaned in and made his pitch, "We don't need this story to come out. It helps no one. Maybe we can find a way to make this go away. You help me, I help you." He slid a sealed envelope across the table. The journalist, cool as ice, asked what was inside. "Just appreciation," Vuma replied. And here's the twist, the envelope didn't contain documents or a polite letter. It had a 50,000 in crisp cash. This wasn't just a friendly thank you. This was a blatant bribe. An insult to journalism. An insult to the South African public. And, as it turns out, a colossal mistake. The footage was turned over immediately to authorities and now forms part of an active criminal investigation. The journalist's bravery in refusing the bribe and choosing to expose the truth is being celebrated across the country. Media houses have rallied behind them, saying this kind of intimidation and manipulation must never be tolerated. But the bigger question is, how many others has Vuma tried to buy off? And if this is how bold he is while already suspended, what kind of activities were happening when he was still in full control of the IDT? There are now calls for a full forensic audit of the IDT and a sweeping investigation into all procurement processes overseen by Vuma. Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Public Works has already expressed outrage and is demanding urgent answers from the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure, which oversees the IDT. Civil society groups have also joined in, calling this not just an IDT issue but a national disgrace, one that shows how deep corruption still runs in some corners of South Africa's institutions. But here's the truly chilling part, if the journalist hadn't recorded the exchange, none of this would have come to light. Vuma could have continued operating in the shadows, and this attempted bribery would have just been another rumor, easily denied, buried beneath red tape. This is why investigative journalism matters. This is why transparency and accountability cannot just be buzzwords. Because in moments like this, when power tries to silence truth, it's the courage of individuals, journalists, whistleblowers, ordinary citizens, that keeps democracy alive. As of now, Vuma has not issued a formal statement, but sources close to him claim he's shocked and disputes the interpretation of what happened. Please. The video is clear. The envelope is real. The intention was unmistakable. And the consequences should be swift and uncompromising. Meanwhile, the IDT is scrambling to manage the fallout. They've distanced themselves from Vuma's actions, emphasizing that he was acting in his personal capacity and that the organization remains committed to transparency and ethical governance. But let's be honest, the damage is already done. Public confidence in the IDT, which was already shaky, is now on the brink of collapse. The new leadership, if they hope to salvage the institution, will have to go far beyond just issuing statements. Real reforms are needed. Real accountability. Real cleaning of house. And to the brave journalist who didn't blink when offered a bribe, South Africa salutes you. You didn't just protect your integrity. You defended the very principle that no one is above the truth. And to Mthandazo Vuma, the message is clear: you may have tried to buy silence, but all you've bought is a one-way ticket to disgrace, and potentially, a jail cell. So what happens next? The Hawks are now reportedly involved. The National Prosecuting Authority has been handed the footage. A criminal charge of attempted bribery is being considered. And South Africans are watching closely. Because this story isn't just about one man. It's about a system that too often rewards corruption, and what we, the people, are going to do to stop it. That's all for now, but you already know we'll be following this story as it develops, bringing you updates, analysis, and reactions from all sides. If you're as outraged as we are, hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and tell us what you think should happen to Vuma and the IDT. And don't forget, the truth can be silenced only if we let it. Let's make noise. Let's demand better. And let's hold every single one of them accountable. Until next time, stay sharp, stay informed, and keep the fire of justice burning.